It's almost time to gather and share your weekly recaps. Gather and share your takes. We've always got you covered with comics, TV shows, movies, and all the bullshit. Oh boy, do we love that last one. Ready to gather? It's time for the gathering of the geeks. Without further ado, here are your hosts.
I'm not sure what's more funny is all the pictures of us or the Spider-Man breakdancing.
The Spider-Man was special to me, actually.
Yeah.
That is our new intro for 2025, Phil.
Oh my God. So hi Cookie, how you doing? Phil, how are you gonna Phil number 2, thanks for popping in. For anyone who's watching right now, Chris has been working on this for he's been tinkering for a little while. He's been thinking about changing things for a little while, and he got the itch over the last week or so. And if you follow us on Twitter, you would have seen some, I don't know what you call them, the rejects or the non-used ones.
I don't know. I have more. We'll see if they pop up.
Yeah, I have more. There's more, and they're a lot of good fun.
They get creepier.
Yeah, they do. Oh my God. Yeah, some of them are unsettling.
I wouldn't say unsettling, but they are creepy. Like, they're not like Count Orlok creepy or unsettling, but they're not good.
I get the other kind of creepy.
Yeah, they're not good.
So no real intro to the show this week, guys. We are Gathering of the Geeks. If you're looking to support us in the new year, which would be swell, just hit us up on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All you have to do is type in Gathering of the Geeks and you'll find us right there. Chris, we've been off for a little while. We had Christmas off and New Year's off. How is your holiday season? It's over now. I think I saw you tweet out some sort of Halloween October look ahead already. So I think you're ready and you're prepared to be done with the holiday season. But how was some time off for you that way?
Holidays were good. They're always tiring. The month of December, I'm usually really busy and I don't get a chance to breathe. So this followed accordingly. And yes, December 26th, I was ready to count back down to Halloween. Because I don't need the rest of the year. Just get me to the Halloween season.
Well, it certainly helped that there was a horror film to watch on the December 26th too. So,
What a horror film. But yeah, I enjoy the holidays, but I'm happy to see them go this year, especially because it was a lot. This was a lot.
Yeah, aside from the holiday season, just December seemed like a really weird month. There was just so much going on that by the time Christmas was over, it's like, okay, New Year's is here, and then I got to go to work, and then it's like it didn't feel like any time off. So I'm hoping January is really slow in lots of different reasons. I'm hoping January can be like the holiday season again.
You can hope.
Yes, exactly.
I've heard the phrase, I think it's even an ant has hope or something.
Haven't heard that one.
I don't know. I have no idea. But it sounds cool because they're small. So it'd be cool if they have hope too.
Yeah, they deserve hope. Why not?
Everybody does.
The lifespan of an ant. What do you think the lifespan of an ant is?
I don't know.
Do you think it's a short one?
No, I think so. Because they live in the farms. They could live in a farm for a while.
They could. I guess, I always think. Yeah, I always just think about, ants that I smushed when I was a kid. Like that ant was probably alive for, 30 seconds. Oh, yeah. I did the magnifying glass and everything, on the driveway. Oh, yeah. I was a sicko.
Okay. Well, I was not really an outdoors kid. I'm not an adult either.
Yeah.
Sunshine bad.
We used to start fires too.
Oh,
Yeah, getting this is all of a sudden getting weird, but like you just like dry leaves. You do the same thing with the sun, and then an ant, an ant would come by and be like, "All right, that's the end of you, pal."
you
So
know
now I'm
what?
thinking about it. Like,
Being it's the new year, I think that it's time.
That's a tactical foul.
I didn't say it burned down houses or anything. Just
I feel like that's the
leaves in
next
the
step.
driveway.
I feel
Yeah,
like that's
no,
like
there's no next step. There's
me and
no
my friends on
serial
abandoned house
killer
one
origin
time.
story here.
I don't know.
Well, maybe there is. Maybe I'll just cut it off right now. We'll stop while I'm ahead.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. I'll tell you later.
Okay. That's a
All
good
right.
deal.
So, what'd you get up to? We took 2 weeks off. A bunch of comics came out. A very important movie to you came out. So what'd you get up to?
It was actually a good media break, I think. There was a lot of stuff. Like there was a lot of comics. I didn't keep up with everything because I kind of forgot. But there was a lot of comics. Tonight I think I read like 4 in a row. I think that was the actual count. I'll have to look again.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk comics.
Sure.
So I read the new issue of Two-Face. Two-Face
Yeah.
#2. That sounds fun to say. Two-Face #2.
It does sound fun.
Yeah, I really like this book a lot. I know I talked about with the first one, but it's really well done. It's much better than I kind of thought it was going to be. Like I had some higher hopes because it's Christian Ward, but I was also curious, like, well, what is it going to be? Like, what's going to be the point of this thing? And it seems like it's really just Harvey Dent doing kangaroo courts with criminals, while the bad Harvey Dent, Two-Face, is in his head trying to escape. And they also
Mm-hmm.
have this thing in the background going on with a villain group of some sort. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of moving pieces, and I feel like everything is getting its due, and everything it doesn't feel like it's forced or smashed together, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All these pieces are working cohesively, I guess. And I really dig the art because the art to me reminds me of Tim Sale stuff, but clean.
Mm. Okay.
Because I always thought Tim Sale's like a messy look to it, or I don't want to
Right.
say ugly, but I don't like it. So maybe I will say ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, you're one of those weirdos that doesn't like it.
I don't think I would call it that. No. I think that we are a special group.
Yeah, that's right.
It's myself and probably just me.
I
But
was gonna say I think it's very long
yeah, I don't
list
know
of
anyone who doesn't like the Sale art
yeah.
except me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Two-Face #2 is another pretty good read. I'm very excited to see where it goes, and this is one. If it continues the way it is, I might end up with like the hardcover at the end of the arc.
Yeah, I like this issue as well. And the mind prison is just so interesting to
Yeah,
me. And it was like you mentioned it, like I didn't know what this book was supposed to be when it was announced. I mentioned this when we talked about Batgirl #1 like a month or so ago, or 2 months now. But the inclusion or the exclusion of Batman is so important to me in this book that it doesn't need it. Two-Face doesn't need Batman. I'm sure at some point he will be in this series, but it's kind of refreshing to have one of Batman's biggest villains doing his own thing
Mhm.
without like in issue #2 there is kind of this weird Batman moment, but it's not Batman. But I just really appreciated that this book isn't trying to, I don't know, maybe be flashy. It's not like, oh, here's Batman and here's Two-Face and buy this book because the two of them are in it. Like there's so much more of a story being told, and the mind prison and the White Castle and the weird villain group at the end of it.
White
It's like,
Church.
oh, this, yeah, sorry, thank you. It's just the book is just surprising. Another two issues now, but issue after issue so far, it's just like, oh, this is what they're doing. It's like, oh, this is really interesting.
Yeah,
Something that I did not expect there to be. Like, this is not what I expected a Two-Face book to be like.
no,
But I appreciate that it is like that.
I think that the villain books are well from DC have all been kind of surprising in a way because even if you look at the Poison Ivy book, which is wildly popular, that's also not exactly what you think an Ivy book would be. Or Tynan's Joker book. I read a good chunk of that story, and
Yeah,
that was really good too.
yeah.
So maybe they're onto something with the villain comics. And the majority, as far as I know, of these villain books don't even have Batman in them. but they find a way to make them very interesting in comic form. So I'm
Yeah,
into that.
100%.
But yeah, so that was a good one for me. I did read Batgirl number 3. Is it right? Yes. 3. I like this one. Actually, I think this might be my favorite of the 3 so far. And I got to say, the way that the artist handles the action, and I guess I don't know if these are notes from the writer or what, it's awesome. They do these 2-page spreads, and it kind of reminds me of the hallway fight from Daredevil, the way that it's drawn.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's really neat. You'd see like a progression of Batgirl tearing through people essentially with dialogue on top, and it's just really cool to see. The only thing about Batgirl, I would say, is the story is just weird to me. I'm not really loving the plot of it. I'm liking the characters and the interactions and the action, but the plot itself, I'm not completely on board with yet. I don't really get it, but maybe that's the point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still kind of.
I missed issue 2. I totally forgot. Then issue 2 came out early in December, and I completely gapped on it. So I'm too behind on this one now. So.
Well, I mean, you can catch up when you feel like it. But yeah, I thought that it was another good issue. It's not my favorite DC book, but I'm enjoying it, and I think if you're a Batgirl fan, it's worth reading.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. I also read. I started Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four run because I wanted to get more familiar with the Fantastic Four leading up to the movie. I don't know if we've ever talked about Fantastic Four, have we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really care about the Fantastic Four most of the time. I don't know a lot about them, and the little bits I do know are really just from the 3 movies that we have. I like the Tim Story ones. I think they're okay. The Josh Trank one, it exists.
It does.
It does. It has a great ending line too. Have you ever seen the Josh Trank one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the ending? I don't know what we should call ourselves.
Yeah, say that again. Yeah.
Really smart writing there. Really smart.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to understand the Fantastic Four a little bit better. So I started with Hickman's run, which was recommended by our friend Nico from Vigilante 1939, and so far so good. It's not Hickman's usual word salad, is what we might call it.
Sure.
It's easy to understand. It's accessible. The art's pretty, and I just kind of like the idea of what it introduces, which is that Council of Reed Richards. I don't know the official name for it, but I do think it's a cool concept.
Yeah, we talking origin story in this book?
It is not an origin story. You do have to have a basic understanding of the Fantastic Four, which thankfully I do have the movies. Where I'm kind of lost is there are children there. They have a son and a daughter, Reed and Sue do.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So I'm not really sure where they came from or how that happened. Well, I think they're from like a different timeline or something.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, like the whole Council of Reed thing always seemed like I didn't even know what it was I thought it was the thing from Doctor Strange 2 where there's like a council and he was on it, but it's like multiverse.
I forgot what they're called. They're called something else.
Yeah, multiverse aspect to it. I really didn't know about it. Like I don't know anything about the Fantastic Four other than I've seen the first Fantastic Four. I haven't seen the one with the Silver Surfer, and then I've seen the one the Josh Trank one. But like, yeah, nothing really. Like on the occasional Marvel book that I read, it's always Reed Richards is the smartest man in the world, and that's like he's the one I've seen the most of. Like I'm trying to think of that Marvel book from a year or two ago called Dark Ages. Yeah, he's in that one. I think he's in Spider-Man Life Story as well. And again, it's just Reed Richards being the smartest man in the world. So I'd like to read the Fantastic Four Life Story. I hear it's very good. But with most of my Marvel stuff, if I don't get it explained to me very quickly, like I'm very lost with most of the Marvel stuff. So I don't know about Hickman being the first one. to get into. Like, I'm surprised that's the one you chose. If it's not like an origin story explaining everything, and Hickman's not the easiest just to pick up most of the time. But you said it's not word salad, so
I only picked because Nico suggested it. That's
sure.
what he started too, and he was cool
Okay.
with it because we were on the same level. Like neither of us really
Okay.
knew. That said, I would like to go back and see where these kids came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Mystery
like
kids.
I feel like I missed something important with the kids. So I would like to go back and check that out at some point, but it's not like a must. I'll read more of this run and see where I'm at afterward. I don't think I'm gonna become like a Fantastic Four mega fan or anything. I just want to be a little bit more familiar with them because I'm curious.
And are you like searching out or trying to look for or being involved with any of the production of the Fantastic Four movie? Like, I know there was the released, or not released, but the unreleased trailer from wherever that was, but
Mhm.
I think rumored to be Galactus in the trailer. Like,
That
are
was
you
cool.
keeping up on that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
And like what this movie is supposed to be about?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. I wasn't really before until we started seeing stuff from. I was like, oh, I like the way that looks. That seems
Yeah.
cool. Now, I
Yeah.
like the most of the cast.
Hmm.
That trailer though was really cool. I like the trailer. The leak.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, seeing Galactus was pretty awesome. He's on a cloud.
What's that?
Oh,
He's
you haven't seen it in Fantastic
no.
for the Silver Surfer one.
Yeah.
Galactus
Yeah.
is the cloud at the end.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a whatever Galactus is in that
Yeah.
movie. He's a
He's
cloud.
not that.
He's not that. He's a cloud.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's different.
Okay.
So that's been fun. I'm going to read more of
Hmm.
that. And
Nice.
then the last book I read is something I'm glad we're going to talk about because we have different
Hmm.
opinions.
Okay.
Absolute Superman 3. So I like 1. I didn't love 2. I think I love 3.
Hmm.
I think the Krypton stuff was very interesting. I really enjoyed all that. I like seeing Clark as a little bit older. Or I guess he is a lot older because in most versions Clark is a baby when they
Right.
leave. So
Right.
seeing kind of the fall of Krypton in this lens,
Hmm.
where it's not like the elves are not high society or anything.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. The art in it is neat, and just kind of the way it works, where Jor-El's trying to convince them still, and they say no, but they have
Hmm.
that other plan. I think I'm spoiling the whole book. I'm sorry. There's a lot to it that I just like about it. Oh,
Hmm.
hold on. Breaking news. Colin Farrell just won a Golden Globe. I do love that because I love Colin Farrell. And, if it got it for the Penguin, sure.
That's right. He could have won it for so many other things, but all right.
He should have had the Oscar for Banshees. That's just my opinion.
That's right.
That was top tier film. Watch it. Everybody needs to watch that again if they haven't. Anyway, I like everything about issue number 3. I don't even have a complaint. And I think I even love that we didn't see modern day super like him today.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's not working for him in present day.
Yeah. So I think that's my issue is the progression of the story going forward. And issue 2 had nothing or not much to do, I think, with Krypton at all. It was all present day stuff.
It was all present day. Yes.
Clark going. It was him and Lois going to one place, and then this one, it's like all Krypton. So I was just like, okay, well, I wanted more Krypton, but then I didn't want less of the present day Kansas metropolis stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my problem with it. And I think it'll read much better in 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many issues you're doing.
5, I think.
Yeah, but just something about the story, I was like, okay, well, you're taking me this way, and then I'm going back this way, and then I'm going back this way again. I would have liked a better blend of the two storylines together. Like we get that at the end of the issue with kind of a pretty big bomb, I would say.
That is quite a bomb.
in the hospital room, but it was just something about it. I'm like, okay, I wanted a more, cohesive, and maybe the story will be cohesive when it's all together, but just one at a time. It just felt like the story was taking me too many back and forths for me. I do like the art a lot in this issue. Particularly like the stuff on Krypton is very visually appealing, and like the big huge ass spaceship that they're getting on at the end of whatever that thing is.
Jor-El's arc.
Yeah, it's like an arc, exactly. Looks very good. But yeah, it just what's interesting again is something that I wasn't expecting in this book is the telling of the L family. I'm like, okay, well, everything we've seen, we see it for, I would have expected to see the L family in the first issue, and then that's it. And like they die, the planet blows up, and move on. Let's see what's happening with Gal. So again, it could be my expectations as well that, okay, I didn't expect them to be showing us the family. You didn't show us the family in season or in issue 2. Now you're giving me all the family in issue 3. So it could be my own headspace, but just something about the story from 1, 2, 3 it's just not connecting all the way, and I just don't like the back and forth overall, because I want more of the Lois and Clark stuff that we got by the end of issue 2. So maybe they're leaving me wanting more, which could be a good thing. But one issue at a time, it's just not working for me at the moment.
I'm wondering what 4 is going to be.
Yeah.
With the way the 3 leaves things off, I'm curious about both cliffhangers we got there. And I imagine there's not enough room for both cliffhangers to be answered in one issue.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting too when you compare it to well, not compare it, but when you think about what's going on with Absolute Batman.
Yeah.
It's okay. We got 1, 2, 3. 3 felt like we weren't going anywhere. And then issue 4 that's coming out is going backwards in time. It's like, oh, well, they're really like they're telling long form storytelling, but some of these, I guess we do know with Absolute Batman that it's going to be ongoing. But I assume maybe Absolute Superman is as well, maybe after the 5th issue. But yeah, they're really telling a long story. And what I expected was that we were going to get some short, like bombastic, storytelling. It seems like we're not getting that. We're getting a long, drawn out storyline on both of those ones, and you do go backwards instead of going forwards in a couple of issues.
Yes, and I expect that to continue. I think until they've gotten all these origin things, basically until these first arcs are done, we're going to be going back and forth, I think.
Right. That's a good way to put it, that these first arcs are very much letting us know who these characters are and why they are where they are. Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Yep. I do think that they'll stick around, and I mean, we're getting more of these anyway, like Martian Manhunter. Was Green Arrow announced, or am I?
Yeah, Green Arrow, that was right, and then the Flash as well.
Right. So I'm pretty sure they're doing what Marvel did years ago. This is their Ultimates.
Right. Okay.
Which I'm cool with that. If these versions all are good, like I like Wonder Woman, I like Batman, Clark, I'm still deciding.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I do like this issue a lot, so we got that going for us. Even Crypto had a dust cape. That was cool.
A lot of Crypto. Yeah, it's very cool to see.
Crypto is just everywhere. You can't escape the little bastard.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I wonder if we'll see more of him. I haven't been reading in Superman, but he's not much in Action Comics, so I wonder if we're going to start seeing more Crypto. Like, hey, that trailer worked really well with Crypto. Throw some Crypto in your stories.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. If the trailer's anything, the reaction to the trailer's anything to go by, we're getting more Crypto everywhere. Coming soon.
Yeah.
Make one at Build-A-Bear if you want.
Hey.
That's good marketing.
Yeah, that's right.
You could play the theme when you hug it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, nice. That's right.
I'm gonna buy.
You got a Build-A-Bear close to you?
Yeah, I have a lot of them. They're pretty common.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
They're like I think they're in almost every mall here.
Holy cow.
We have like think one standalone also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. But that's all I read. What did you read other than those?
Awesome. So I read a couple of those things you did as well, but then I read Detective Comics 1092, which again is very good. The Batman and Robin in it is very enjoyable. The story that Bruce and Batman are taking is quite interesting, with this idea that he's almost turning into a little bit of a different person, because I think it was in issue 1, or not issue 1, but issue 1090 or 1091, where he got injected with this serum that like healed all his body and healed his Batman wounds, but then also changed his mind in a way. So now he's involved more personally with the woman who is in charge of the program for this serum or whatever, and it's getting quite interesting for a story purposes and what the hell he's doing, and if it's eventually going to turn him. I feel like whenever somebody good takes something they shouldn't take, it eventually starts to turn out negative for them, and everyone around them, like Alfred and Oracle and Robin. I feel like that's going to start happening with Bruce, even though in 1092 he sees it and he tells himself, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't have done that, but then he keeps doing it. So that's a really interesting interesting take on what's happening. It feels quite small. Also, like we just got Robin so far, Oracle and Alfred, and from what I've read from Detective Comics, it's always like Bat Family, throw in 600 characters.
Well, it was for a while, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about Tynan's run where there was every character possible. I think was in a lot of the tech runs that he did. But so this one feels quite small. The story feels small, but I feel like it's going to start getting pretty interesting quite soon when good things stop happening to Bruce and Batman and the bad things start to happen.
It might be like The Substance.
I don't know what I can only assume that's bad.
It is. It is not good.
Not good at all.
No, if things go the way of The Substance, he's in for a bad time.
He's in for a bad, gory, good time. Or bad time.
Oh, yes.
I had one other one, and now I forget what it is. And I just gotta look to see. I was going to talk about Two-Face #1. So, you talked about everything that I read as well, aside from 1092. So, yeah, a lot of DC stuff. Not too much happening on the indie side of things. So we'll see what happens. I know there's a book coming out next week that I want to get to called Lucky Devils. That's
Sounds
written
familiar.
by. Yeah, it's written by, got it here somewhere, Charles Soule. They're the ones who did 8 Billion Genies from a little while ago.
They also did the Darth Vader book, I believe.
Perfect. So there's a whole bunch of stuff next week for indie stuff. So, but just mostly a lot of DC. And I should have read a whole bunch of stuff that I got from my comic store just after Christmas, but just haven't had the time because I got a whole bunch of distillery books I want to read. I read that City Beneath Her Feet.
Oh, it's like it?
It's great. Incredible book. And it's so good. It's the colors
it's fun.
of the art from Elsa. Can't pronounce her last name. Is very good on the big distillery format.
Yeah, that's one I think I might pick up physical just because I know that's going to look good in hand.
Yeah, it really does. So that was very good. So I'm glad you. I can't remember if you talking about it made me want to get it. I feel like it was, or if I already got it. But as soon as I got it, I definitely wanted to read it.
I think you knew about it before I did. I just
Yeah.
was going through titles for the week. Hey, that looks fun, and I read it.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah, usually when I find something that's how it works. I like the title. Hey, that's cool. Or the cover. It's whichever I see first.
That's right. So that's it for my reads as well. What'd you get up to watching?
I watched a lot of stuff.
Nice.
I think I watched a lot of stuff. I finished What We Do in the Shadows. The series finale happened, and I didn't love it, but that's okay.
Really?
I usually don't like series finales.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they rarely ever work. There's some that do, but most of the time they just don't go. They don't work.
Interesting.
So anyway,
does that hurt it in any way for you, the entire series or anything like that? Okay.
No, they didn't do anything like that broke it. It wasn't like a How I Met Your Mother kind of finale.
Okay.
It was just not great.
Okay.
I don't like the direction they left it in, but it's fine. It doesn't mess with anything.
Okay.
And it was still like the episode is still funny, so there's that.
Nice.
The comedy's still there. Just an odd place or an odd thing to do with the characters.
Was it a choice, like a strange choice?
Yes, very strange choice. And it comes up
Interesting.
in this episode, like the finale has the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea is hatched and executed in the finale. It's like, oh, this is bizarre to do all at
No.
once. It's bizarre to do
No.
it all, but then you're going to shoehorn it here.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
So that was that. It wasn't the worst thing, not the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sad to see it go. I'll miss it, but I'm sure we have many other TV shows coming this week to look this year to look forward to. So,
Oh, I think so.
we got Last of Us season 2,
Mm-hmm.
Mayfair, which is tonight.
I
I forgot what else.
It's tonight. Oh God.
Yes, tonight. I'm gonna watch it. When we're done.
Whatever will we do?
I saw an interview. They sucked me in. I have to see it now.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
They,
done.
they trick you into watching because they mentioned interview.
Yeah, they're tricking me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
I knew that was what they did.
Yeah, they mentioned interview, and then they showed a Telemasca thing. I was like, okay, I guess I have to watch it now.
You poor soul.
But we have we have some good stuff coming this year as far as TV. I don't remember what else we're waiting on, but I know at least Last of Us,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Telemasca might be this year too, actually. But
Yeah, it might be later in the year.
might be. Did we talk about Anora?
I think you mentioned it on our last show.
Did I
How
watch
much
it?
you liked it? Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
think so.
I'm looking at the letter, but I'm trying to remember what we talked about last. I know we talked about Prisoner of Azkaban. I think we did.
I don't know if we did or not.
Well, just to recap, Prisoner of Azkaban is badass.
Just to recap.
I remember nothing
Harry
about
Potter
this
is
movie.
good.
Yeah, I remember nothing about it till I watched it. The only thing I actually remembered is that he was a werewolf.
Oh, right, Lupin. That's right.
Yeah, and the rat. That's all I remembered.
Okay.
So, good times. Good times at Hogwarts.
Good times had by all.
Yes. Good times had by all. And some good Lucius content in that one too, I believe. Then this was a funny one. So I follow this account that I love called Vampire Videos on Twitter. They have a podcast where they go through vampire movies. It's their entire thing. It's great. If you love vampire movies or just horror, check them out. Vampire Videos. They had a tweet. It was a Christmas special, and they were reviewing this one movie. So I figured, oh, it's a Christmas vampire movie. That should be fun. It's called The Hadleys, or isn't that or Radleys? The Radleys. I'm sorry. It's called The Radleys.
Okay.
It is not a Christmas vampire movie. It is just a vampire movie, and it's not a great one at that. It's fine.
Oh no.
It's about a family of vampires, and they like they can choose not to be vampires or something.
Okay.
Like they don't have to do the things they do, and sunlight doesn't bother them. It's just kind of a weird thing. I think it's got like mixed reviews. I doubt I'll ever watch it again. It was fine. So we'll skip over that one. Christmas Eve, I had to watch Christmas Vacation because it's a good time.
That's right.
So that was a highlight, of course. And then this year so far, we'll get to Nosferatu at the end because that's gonna be a minute.
Yeah, where I figured we'd leave that until the end.
Yeah, and I know you want to talk about it too because you're excited.
I'm not excited about Nosferatu. I don't know if my soul can. I don't know if my soul can handle it.
You have to succumb to the darkness.
Yeah.
So this year though, I've started reading my list. I start off with A Real Pain, which I know I think I mentioned before. Something I really wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Finally did. I love this movie. It's so entertaining, and it's like this blend of comedy and drama, and it hits you in the feels, as the kids say. But it's really well acted. It's, I think Jesse Eisenberg's best performance. He's great, and he wrote and directed the thing, so he's pulling triple duty on this. And then Kieran Culkin's in it, and I don't think I really knew Kieran Culkin existed. Like I was familiar with him, but I didn't really care until Succession.
Yeah.
And now I watch anything he's in, and he's fantastic in this. It's about two cousins who go to Germany to kind of do like a Holocaust tour.
Okay.
It doesn't sound very fun, but it actually.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like complete opposites. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, I'd recommend that if you're in the mood for it. It's also like 90 minutes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, so wonderful. It's rare to just get a good 90-minute film,
Mhm.
which leads me to the next thing I watched.
So, can I just ask you a question
Yeah.
about the real pain? Is Jesse Eisenberg just Jesse Eisenberg?
Yes,
Yeah. Does that
but
bother you at all?
no,
No. Okay.
I like Jesse Eisenberg. I
hmm
think that I wouldn't say he's like the greatest actor of our generation or anything,
Yeah.
but he's usually good in what he's in.
hmm
And this is another one of those he's really good in it, but he's also kind of like a melancholy version of himself.
Okay.
He's a little bit sadder than usual.
Sure.
So it's not the what was the zombie movie called?
Zombieland.
Oh, I was gonna call it Drive Angry, but that's the Nicolas Cage movie. Two very different things.
That's great.
Very different.
Oh yeah.
I like Drive Angry and Zombie
I'm
Land.
sure you do. Yeah, of course you do.
Drive Angry is a good time. Have you ever seen it? It is a good time. It's not the best time, but it's a good time.
Yeah.
I watched Carry On. So this is like a movie. Did you see everybody talking about this in the month of December?
Yeah, of course.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So then we could talk about this one. Did
Yeah,
you
we
like
talked
it?
about it. We talked about it 3 weeks ago.
Did you?
Yes.
It's been a long month. Okay, I liked it. It's fine. It's just too long.
You thought it was too long, really?
Yeah, that was too long.
Like, at what point did you realize, like, when the climax like wouldn't end, like when
Yes.
his
Like
girlfriend gets involved,
when it became like
like
Lord
that
of the
kind of
Rings without all the great stuff,
thing? Yeah, without all the Sam and Frodo.
with all the Sam and Frodo goodbying and the Gandalf, I'll see you when I see you. I'm a wizard. I do
Right.
what I
Okay.
want.
Yeah.
Gollum looking over the mountain, all that. It's without
I
all that.
get it.
It's just
Yeah.
Taron
Yeah.
Egerton in an airport for an
Uh-huh.
extra 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And Jason Bateman with a mullet or whatever that was.
Yeah. You want to know what the deal with the hat was, but
I thought it was just part of the look,
yeah,
He's a terrorist. He wears hats.
that's right.
That's how you
They're
don't look at his
shady
face.
folk. Yeah.
But I thought he was great.
Yeah.
He was cool. So I like the movie. I think I probably should have
Mhm.
watched it before Christmas.
Yeah, that might have helped.
Yeah, I didn't. I'll watch it again this year, probably. Same year,
Yeah.
before Christmas.
Nice. Yeah.
It's more Christmassy than Die Hard, I think.
Yeah, it is.
I think it actually is. There's a lot of music in it and some stuff. Character
Mhm.
was a Christmas hat or Santa
Mhm.
Claus hat.
I think it's like on purpose more Christmassy than Die Hard. It's like, let's make an action movie Christmas, and so people can actually say it's a Christmas movie. Like, let's try and do that.
Probably.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I rewatched Dark Knight Rises so I could talk about it on a podcast. That was what it is. I every time I rewatch something, I find something I don't like, something I do like. It's always
Really?
Yeah. Now I hate Gordon in it. That's my new thing.
Really?
Yes, he is like Anthony Hopkins, Bram Stoker's Dracula over the top in this movie.
I love Anthony Stoker's Bram Stoker.
I do too. No, I like Anthony Hopkins in that movie. I don't like Gary Oldman in this movie.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, he looked at his old friend's homework and said, "Let me try that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not Gary."
Mm-hmm.
So that was it. That was what I watched.
I have a weird relationship with Rises. I think it has my favorite moments in the trilogy, but also
like
my
what?
least favorite moments.
What would you say are like your favorite moments?
Like, my favorite moment is the fight between Bane and Batman. Like, I think that is the best. Like, I love everything about it. But then, like, the stuff at the Talia death is just the worst. And some of the other action with Catwoman and Batman is the worst. I think him getting out of the pit was great. But then getting back to Gotham and the whole fire thing and the ice is just like, oh, that's just stupid. And that stuff. But I think like my wow moment is the Bane stuff. I love a lot of the Bane stuff, and that fight between Batman and Bane where he breaks his back is one of my, if not my favorite moment in all of the trilogy.
So your favorite moment is when Batman gets destroyed.
Yeah, it really is.
That's fair. I love that fight too.
Yeah.
Rise is really it's a mixed bag. I'm with you though. I love the Bane stuff. I actually think I would have preferred the movie if it was just Batman versus Bane.
Right.
No Catwoman,
I would agree with that.
If you wanted to keep Talia, sure, just involve her more in the story. But it's just a mixed bag. Also,
Yeah,
John
I could
Blake,
have been.
get rid of him.
I was going to say I could have been done without him too. Yeah.
That probably would have helped just with that, because his screen time could have been used anywhere else in the film.
Yep.
I would have liked to watch Alfred make breakfast over that.
That's exactly what I want to see.
He actually makes breakfast. The Andy Serkis Alfred just puts berries in a bowl and tells Bruce to eat.
Yeah, he's lazy. Well, he knows that Bruce doesn't care, so he's not wasting his time.
Doesn't he want to eat though? Come on, Alfred. Berries.
You're not going on a podcast to be positive about Dark Knight Rises, are you?
I don't think I could.
Okay. Good luck.
I don't think I could. It's already recorded though. And I like it. Just, I don't love it.
Uh-huh.
She's no Sharon Stone. You know what I mean? She's not saying.
I get it. Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about Nosferatu later. What'd you watch?
So I actually went and saw Sonic 3 today.
Today, okay.
Which I went with my son and my cousin's kid and my wife. And a lot of people, and I think you were talking about it, said that 3 was your favorite. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, it's not my favorite. And I think the problem is there's incredibly way too much Jim Carrey. Obviously for, one reason is that there's 2 of them. But it just felt like I wanted more Sonic. I wanted more of Knuckles and Tails. And I felt like we didn't get that. We just got more of Robotnik. A lot of Robotnik. So for me, it was just too much of that. And I just kept waiting for more action. I'm like, okay, well, when we got the action, it was great. Like that final with Sonic and Shadow was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When like they go, what do they call? I don't watch it, but Super Saiyan, is that a thing?
I think that's what it is. Is that what they call in Sonic 2?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think it's the Dragon Ball Z. I think I don't know that. I
they have
know
the
it's
big
a thing
hair.
where people get super powered. So that stuff was so good. So that's what. But I feel like, and I love all of the Sonics, like Sonic 1 and 2. I really love going to the theater and watching them. But yeah, 3 might be my least favorite actually. I think, and it's because it's just way too much Robotnik. It's way too much Jim Carrey. And I like, in general, I like Jim Carrey as Robotnik in 1 and 2. But this one, it's just like, okay, Jim. They just said do whatever you want, and he just turned it way up, and I just wish they would have turned it a little bit down for me.
He is very animated. I know I've seen a lot of people pick apart is the dance thing with the lasers.
Yeah, that was that's right. Yeah,
that one I can agree with you. That we didn't really need all of that, but it is it's fine. I really like the stuff we do get with the animated characters.
Yep, really good stuff. And I like Shadow's story. I thought that was really interesting. And but yeah, that's right. He needs more of that gun.
Yes.
You only get him once in that gun. So it'll be interesting what happens. We got the after credit scene where they introduce another one. So that'll be interesting to see where they go with that. My son knows who it is. I stopped watching or paying attention to Sonic when that character was introduced, so I don't really know much about them. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I knew who they were when I saw them, but that's because Zoe watches the animated one.
Yeah, it's from the cartoon, right?
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes with her, so I couldn't remember the name. I was like, oh, I know that thing. It's another one.
Yeah, another one. Which is kind of an interesting idea, and it's something we talk about with Only Murders at the Building. Oh, it's just another. They're going to murder somebody, and they're going to figure it out. Oh, it's another hedgehog, and I guess they'll figure it out. It's on repeat, but it works. So
every film introduces another creature.
Exactly.
Either you have the fox that flies, Tails. You have Knuckles, Keanu Reeves. It just keeps happening.
Yep. So that'll be interesting, and we'll see where that goes. But yeah, it's crazy that there's 3 Sonic movies, and there's going to be a 4th one, and there's a TV show, Knuckles. It's a wildly popular series, and it's very surprising to me.
I kind of want to watch the Knuckles series to understand something from the movie, but I don't have to in the series. Oh, is it okay?
Yeah. The Knuckles series is quite good too. I enjoyed it. Okay. Yeah, it's not that long. I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes. That's long. You'll be able to get that. Yeah.
You know how I watch them.
Oh my god, 7 episodes.
You know how I watch things. And when it's a dump, it's harder for me to get through it. When it's weekly, I find it much easier for me to watch it. Like I've
Yes.
seen all of Creature Commandos. So
Yeah, weekly is the best.
mhm.
The other thing I watch and I've been watching, and it needed to be on a 2 week span, and actually I haven't finished it yet. But Dune Prophecy
Oh
on
yeah.
Crave. So I haven't watched the season finale yet. I don't know why. I just got busy doing something else, I think. But it's quite good. At the end of Dune 2, I'm not sure that the what are they called, the Benny Jesuit, the witches or whatever, weren't on the top of my list of things to care about and
Mhm.
want to care about. But the story, it's it's like 10,000 years, which is quite the number to put 10,000, but 10,000 years before the birth of Paul Atreides. So I always thought that was quite interesting as well. Like, why 10,000 years? Why not 600 or
Well,
whatever?
like
So
Rings of Power is set, a
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
amount
yeah.
before.
Yeah, so I guess it's just a good way to, distance yourself from anything.
Mhm.
But the story is quite interesting. It's about the Benny Jesuit trying to control the universe, trying to get to a point where we see in Dune 2 where they are so important. We get to see them how they control people and how the people don't want to be controlled by them. The sets are very good, the visuals are very good, the music is very good. The one main actress who plays Velia, who I don't really know much her from, but she was in Chernobyl as the main woman scientist, doctor that works with Jared Harris's character. She is in it. She's very good. Mark Strong's in it. He's
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah, Mark Strong is just usually Mark Strong most of the time.
Yeah.
He's got that low, deep voice that he talks with. It's got, I don't know his name. He was in Vikings. Is the shaggy haired Charlie Hunnam lookalike character.
Oh, that guy. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that
I
guy.
don't know
Yeah.
his
So
name either,
he's
but
in it.
I know who you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So he's in it. He's quite good and interesting. And his character is very interesting. So it's a very interesting show. It's really hard to follow. I tweeted this out, but the last time on is I watch it more closely than I do the show, just because it's like, oh my god, that happened and I missed that, and like there's different names and settings and character deaths and switches and turns and all of that good stuff. So it is very interesting. It's very cool. It's not required to know what happens in Dune 1 or 2. You can just go in and watch Dune Prophecy. Like there is, like the Atreides name is mentioned, and then what's her name, the main character Valley is like, oh, I know that name. It's like, oh, like they already know what's going to happen 10,000 years from now,
Yeah.
like all this prophecy and all that kind of stuff. Like they're
Was that the point
planning.
of the show, though?
That was in the show.
No, no. I mean, isn't that the point that it's connected to the movies?
Yeah, the idea is like this is them setting up how
Okay.
the future is going to be untold or unfolded, and
Mm.
how they're going to control all the lineage and all that kind of stuff. So it's them really getting into that happening, because it hasn't happened yet at that point. They're all just like they're kind of like assistants for all the houses, or the leads of the houses, but they don't control anything. What they're trying to do now is get one of their own married to someone who's going to take over the universe.
Oh.
Yeah, man, it doesn't go so well because Charlie Hunnam character guy starts messing things up. So all that's very cool. So it's very Game of Thrones, and it's very, political and all that good stuff. And it's actually got Robert Baratheon, the character or the actor who plays Robert Baratheon. He's in it. So it's got all of those good things, but it's quite good. Here they're getting a season 2, which is awesome. It's very short too. It's not 10 episodes again, Chris. I think it's only 6 or 7. But they are longer episodes. I can't like I know I wanted to check it out, and then it just got passed, and I started watching it when it was actually done. It's been the season finale. I think it ended the week I started to watch it. So I'm gonna get to the season finale, see where it goes. I actually heard that the season finale is not very good, or
Oh,
wasn't
really?
reviewed very well. So we'll see if it kind of ends on itself on a weird place. But yeah, it's interesting. For someone who's not the biggest fan of Dune 2, I think it helps that you don't need to be a fan. You just kind of see where it's going, and I think it may help to understand, the path of Paul, which I didn't like, and see, what the point of it all was and what they were trying to avoid or trying to not avoid, tried to make happen. So yeah, Dune Prophecy is quite good. It's just it's like Jonathan Hickman. You got to be really smart to understand it all, I think.
I think Dune 1 and 2 are kind of that way too.
Yeah.
There's those movies you really have to pay attention to every detail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd imagine I figured the show would be the same, but I didn't really care for the trailers.
Okay.
So I haven't really paid attention to it.
Yep, for sure. And the other thing I've been watching is just a lot of wrestling. Netflix, man, as soon as wrestling made it onto Netflix, like that's all I have on is background noise now. Like we have a puzzle table in our living room, so I sit down and work on a puzzle, and then just there's WrestleMania 17 I was watching today. Yesterday I watched SummerSlam from 2003. It's just like, this is the best ever. Like it's just like I looked at my Netflix because I forgot what I watched, and it's just everything last watch is all wrestling. That's all I've been watching, and it's so good. And it's going to take up all of my time just watching the old best wrestling that I grew up on. It's so good.
I think that's fun to me. I don't know.
I can't wait for more wrestling on Netflix. But if there was no new Netflix or no new wrestling, I'd be sad for a long time, just watching it on Netflix. So that's what I've been watching a lot of, and it's great. Like the quality is very good. Like the stuff that's pre-high definition. It's got the black bars on the side.
Yeah.
But it still looks very good, and it's just so funny listening to the commentary. Like I was watching a match today with Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. And it was Paul. Yeah, I'll talk about it at the end. But yeah, so it was Paul Heyman and JR on commentary, and it was just the best. Like Paul Heyman's just being loud and obnoxious, and there's so much banter between the two of them. And then I was watching a match between Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon from, I think it was WrestleMania 18, and it just like JR sucking up to Vince McMahon, kissing his ass, and JR calling him out on it. It was just like it literally was the best for me growing up on those early 2000s, late 90s wrestling matches. And then the idea, like I mentioned, Chris Benoit, there's a bunch of stuff missing.
Really?
From all of the wrestling. Like there's a bunch of Manias missing. There's a bunch of SmackDowns missing. Like there was a time, like, do you remember when Vince and the John Cena thing, when Vince shaved his head and wore the do-rag?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah. So he wore a do-rag and said the N-word. I think it was on SmackDown or Raw. I haven't looked to see if it's on there yet, but I feel like they cut some stuff out, some stuff that they wanted to be
probably for the better,
not as promoted as usual. But yeah, like it's crazy. Like Chris Benoit, you can see him. Like they're not hiding some of it. Like Vince McMahon's all over. Like I watched the Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon match. They're not hiding some of it, but I think they are gonna omit some other things, the less desirables.
That's the word I would use. They're omitting it, which is not bad. That's probably for the better in some cases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of Netflix, and I hate Netflix doesn't have a lot to watch that I really care about, but now I can't ever get rid of Netflix because wrestling's on it. So, God damn it.
Netflix is a mixed one for me. It varies. Yeah. Sometimes there's some I want to watch. Usually there's not.
Yeah.
But like Arcane is on there. Castlevania comes back this month. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Some other stuff. The Splinter Cell series will be on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it works out sometimes.
Nice. Yeah, so that's all of my watches. Chris, please and thank you. Talk about Nosferatu.
I made a special banner. Nosferatu, I've seen it twice now. And I don't know if you'll like it, but it's amazing. I loved it. It's basically everything I've been wanting in a vampire movie for a while, because I feel like some of these movies tick certain boxes, but then some just go unchecked. One of the biggest boxes that I've wanted ticked for a while is taking it back to horror, because most modern vampire films don't really mess with the horror aspect anymore. Like even Abigail, which I adore, is more of a comedy than it is horror.
Right. Okay.
Whereas Nosferatu goes straight, this is a horror film, and it's a There is some Eggers inserted in here, but I'm not even mad about it because it works so well.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Eggers is kind of like an A24. I'm
Right,
surprised he doesn't
right,
exclusively work with A24. But yeah, so you have the straight horror elements, which are great. The look of this thing is so amazing. It looks kind of like an older horror film. Like if you watch the old Universal monster films, the way the sets were just dark and dreary, that's
Mhm,
what this looks like, but on a bigger
mhm.
scale. So visually, it's got wonderful stuff to look at,
Mhm.
including Orlok himself, who looks nothing like Bill Skarsgård and sounds nothing like Bill Skarsgård. There's a reason they hid the look because when you see
Still,
him, yeah, even still,
still hidden. I still have not seen what he looks like at all.
you know, not
Like,
to
you can
give it a
search for it, I'm sure, but like they're not like whenever they release something, it's like 2 days later they'll show you what it actually is, or like a
right.
poster or something. It's still like there is no promotion of what he looks like anywhere.
No, and I'm kind of curious. I think at this point they could just release it because it made so much money. Most people have seen it,
Yeah.
but I get it's still cool to see him for the first time in the movie because he's not like shown all at once. He's slowly revealed throughout the movie. Like you get really good looks
Mm,
at him from the start,
mhm.
but it's not till later on you get a full look at him. He says Bill's voice is like butter. I'd succumb to the darkness. After having seen it twice, I'm just saying I probably would too.
Get in line.
He even the voice though is nothing like Bill Skarsgård. Like he went above and
Mm,
beyond for this role. If you think about the way he is as Pennywise, it's
right.
like that type of performance,
Nice.
except that you see him more, I guess, less prosthetics on his face,
Mm.
but you still can't see it's him.
So like we know what Nosferatu looks like from the very old movie. It doesn't just look like that.
No, he doesn't look like the original Orlok. He looks
Hmm.
similar. He I don't know if you want to see him for the first time in the movie. There's a real good comparison I
No,
can
I'm
make.
good. I can wait.
If you can wait,
I can wait.
okay then. I'm not gonna just. You could see it when you see it. But yeah, he's cool looking, and the rest of the cast they all look like they fit in this world, which is something that you don't always get with a period film. I feel like
Mm.
sometimes the actors look out of place, like, oh, that definitely looks like so and so. And I've seen Nicholas Holt in a ton of shit,
Yeah, yeah.
but I never thought, oh man, Nicholas Holt is wearing old gear. No, he's
Like
Thomas
Keanu Reeves,
Hutter.
you mean? Keanu Reeves and Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's who you're talking about.
Uh, no, but now that you mention it, sure.
That's
I wasn't
exactly
actually thinking of Keanu.
that's fucking the guy from Point Break. What's he doing wearing those clothes?
For me, it was, hey, that's Bill and Ted, or Bill.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, it's different, but they all fit the time period. And I'm Willem Dafoe is just a gem as
Mm.
always. And the story, I mean, if you're familiar with Dracula, it's just that with some different names, but
Right.
it is just amazing the way that it works and how well it works, and it
Hmm.
juggles all these pieces of dread and there's a lot of quiet moments and there's really intense stuff.
Hmm.
And the people have talked about it, but the final shot is haunting. The final shot of this movie, and I've seen it twice now, and both times I look at different things. And I saw Robert Eggers say something today that when I see it again, I'll probably look for that.
Hmm.
But Phil says Nosferatu is the standard by which I will judge all future vampire movies. Yeah, I think that's where Nosferatu is on the list.
Is that a problem? I think that's a
No,
problem.
no, that's not a problem. Cookie says yes, agreed. I don't think it's a problem because it's so good,
Yeah.
but it's also what it achieves. So, like I said,
Mm.
it brings them back to horror and back to the period pieces because when you do the modern ones, they're
Okay.
always trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, oh, they can walk in
Yeah.
daylight now. Oh, they don't need fangs. Oh, it's a
Right.
disease. They caught it from looking at a deer in the forest. This is just vampirism. It goes
Hmm.
back to the old things, which I like. It
Hmm.
even does some stuff that predates the actual story of Nosferatu, like old folklore.
That's what I was wondering. So, how much are we talking in relation to the old movie, or are we getting in this new movie?
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. It's close,
Mhm.
but it's also a lot more of the Dracula stuff too. I think
Mm.
it's a really good not mismatch mash, but it's a smashing of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's the gore level like in the movie?
I'd say the gore is pretty low, actually.
So we're talking more mood in
Yeah,
as
it's much more
horror.
atmospheric than it is
Right.
gore.
Mhm.
It's got some stuff in it, but it's mostly
Okay.
atmospheric. There's a lot of
Mhm.
rats. Hope you don't have a problem with
I
rats.
heard, what is it, like 20,000 rats or something that I
Too
read or
many.
something? Yeah.
Fun fact: I don't do well with rodents, so
Ah.
yeah, so that was a lot of rats for me, like Willard level.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a lot of
No
rats.
wonder you don't do well with rats.
Yeah,
you, you mentioned Willard.
not a fan of Willard. But and also I think even the performances really sell this movie, not just from Bill, but like Lily Rose Depp, who I had really low expectations for, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
She is a surprise in this movie.
Hmm.
She's
I haven't
really
seen her
good.
in a single thing. I not a single movie.
I just know she was in the lower budget Kevin Smith movies, and that kind of sold it for me. Like, I mean, Kevin Smith hasn't worked with the best people in a long
Uh-huh.
time.
Uh-huh.
And when you're going to Lily Rose Depp and your own kid, I don't know.
Yep, exactly.
Not to discount his own kid's ability. I don't know her. I haven't seen her or anything, I don't think.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, it's like when you think about it, like the Skarsgård, Willem Dafoe, Nicholas Holt, who is like everyone knows who that is,
and
and
he's on a
then
certain
Depp,
level with
who's
everything.
yeah, and then Depp's just like you would think would be like the afterthought, but I think Phil was the other one who I saw talking about how great she is,
Hmm.
so that's awesome. That
Yeah, she would
like there's
surprise both of
real
us.
big coming out for her in a
I think it will
major
be.
movie. Yeah,
Aaron Taylor Johnson could also use the boost after his year. He's really good in it too. Emma
yeah,
Corrin
he's
is
in
in
the
it.
movie.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson is the
Oh,
main character.
I did not know that.
Oh, she's in The Idol. Cookie says I only knew her from The Idol. What a performance leap! She was fantastic. Is she a big deal in The Idol? I think I've heard it. That's the show on Max, I believe. The series on Max. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
that right. Yeah, I
yeah.
never saw that.
It's actually got a fairly recognizable cast. I only know Emma
Mhm.
Corrin though because she was the villain in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, she's in it too. Hmm.
Yeah, she made it into two of my favorite movies of the year, or my two favorite movies of the year, I should say.
Nice.
They both feature her. Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen her. She was in The Crown. That's what I know her from.
Yeah, she's popular. I think she was Princess Diana.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for
I
one
had
season. Yeah, one or two
both times
seasons.
watching Nosferatu, I had a really hard time adjusting her having hair.
Yeah.
She doesn't, she's bald in Deadpool, and that's what I've seen a
Indeed.
lot. I was like, oh, this is the same person, yay. And she has normal sized hands.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's funny.
It's
Normal
the
size
horrible
hands.
Mac show. Okay. Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't think I'll watch The Idol, but I really
No.
knew nothing about her beforehand. All I knew is it was originally Anya Taylor Joy who was cast in that role.
Ooh.
Yeah, then she left. I was like, oh, damn it. And then they cast
Hmm.
Lily Rose Depp. I was like, oh, shit. So,
Interesting. Hmm.
man. And the Nicholas Holt character was going to be played by, what is his name? The One Direction guy. He's blonde. He was in the Florence Pugh movie. Harry Styles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was something, I guess.
Sometimes things happen for a reason, I suppose.
Yes. Overall, go see Nosferatu. It is awesome, and
Yeah,
they're really.
you saw it again, right? And what'd you see it in? Something special? IMAX or something?
I saw it in Dolby both times.
Hmm.
I was going to see it in IMAX, but I didn't want to. The timing wasn't for me.
Hmm.
It was catch it 7:30 or whatever I saw it. I think it was 7:30, or catch it at 10:45. I was like, yeah, I'll see it 7:30.
Nice.
There's going to be an extended cut on the 4K disc. I am already waiting to give them all my money.
Yeah, well, they'll take it.
I'm sure they will. It's making quite a bit.
Awesome.
$100 million, or I think it hit 100. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always fun to see and like, it's not a new thing that's been said, but horror in 24 was one hell of a year for horror movies.
Spectacular. Horror.
Yeah, horror had a good year. And it's interesting that it kind of ended on like a true blue, or what it sounds like, a true blue horror. Um,
Classic is what we call it. It is
yeah, classic horror movie. That's good.
a horror classic. This
Yeah,
will be the one that they judge from.
Yeah, so you mentioned that, and Phil mentioned that about judging it all on future horror movies. You don't see that as a bad thing, being like, oh, well, it's not Nosferatu.
No, because I think you want to strive to be Nosferatu and get to that level of quality, not so much,
Right.
well, that's always going to be better. No, just get there. Because realistically, it's a simple movie. It's just they took what's there and made it work. It's a classic story. They're not reinventing the wheel or anything. So, like The Wolfman, for example, which I will end up seeing. You and I both do not like the trailer. I don't.
No.
I've seen a newer trailer. I think it also looks terrible.
It's everything that I've seen from it is like, oh, stop showing me this,
please. And I mean, that looks like it's reinventing the wheel. It's trying to be something different, something new. Oh, it's not just a curse. It's some kind of disease, or like he has rabies in the forest. I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh God, yeah.
He looked at a deer. That's what happens. Don't look at deers. Don't look at a deer in the eye.
I'm excited to see Nosferatu. I'm hoping that I can like get through it. Like my horror nature and my horror inner soul is pretty weak lately, and I think I've been trying to. I put on long legs about 3 times over the past 2 weeks. Like, oh no, that's it. I can't do it. So it's like I'm just trying so hard to build my sense of being able to watch horror movies again. Yeah, my tolerance and not being freaked out, because I've been it's like maybe it's because I'm like so attuned to like the Abigails now. Like the horror is comedy. Yeah, but like horror is also like horror is scary. Like, and I've watched a lot of those movies, but over the years I've been looking for, I don't know, fun is maybe the wrong word to use, but just fun movies to watch and not be scared out of my mind, and have the blankets up to my eyes.
Nosferatu can be fun.
Yeah, it can be, and I'm sure it will. I will definitely try and watch Nosferatu just because I like Eggers movies. Like, I'm a big fan of Robert Eggers movies, and that's pretty much the biggest selling point for me. And I don't know much about the Nosferatu old one. I haven't seen the old movie, but like you meant, I think you were one of the first ones to mention how much it was like Dracula, and that's good for me because I'm a big fan of Bram Stoker's Dracula, obviously.
Well, that's what Nosferatu is. They couldn't get the rights or whatever happened, and we'll make our own.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to watch it. How long is it? Is it a long one?
It's a little bit over 2 hours. I would say it's like 2 hours 10 minutes.
Okay,
but it goes by pretty quick.
Yeah, I was expecting some 3-hour masterpiece kind of deal, but
I'm waiting for the 3-hour masterpiece.
Yeah. Is there a director's cut?
Yeah, Eggers said there's an extended cut coming. So
nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah, well, yeah, they'll take your money again.
I will take it.
Right on. All right. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about there, Chris?
Nope. I think that we have a lot to look forward to this year. Maybe we'll do like a look ahead at some other show.
Yeah, I think so.
Could be fun.
Some other time.
I would also watch a 3-hour Nosferatu.
What was the theater like for you for that?
Both times were pretty packed, and people around me, I would feel them jump in their seat at certain points.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Nice.
Yeah, there's one specific point that everybody kind of like, Yeah, there's a specific point, but
nice.
I like watching that point though myself. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Can I tape my eyes out so I don't even blink? I just want to see it again.
I don't want to miss it.
I don't want to miss a thing.
All right, cool. Let people know where they can find you then, Chris.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at thatchris70. I have a Blue Sky. I'm trying to use it more often. It's thatchris7s at whatever the hell Blue Sky's thing is. You can also follow the podcast I do with my buddies Phil Walsh and Anthony Caruso over at DC Unlimited Pod on Twitter. And as always, you could follow this show at G of the Geeks. I would really appreciate that. Emmett is there with the rest of the plugs, so he will take over.
Yeah, since I didn't start the show in any which way, let's see if we can end the show in a little bit better way. So you can follow me everywhere at Emmet Davis 7. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube, and it will be available more and more on your podcast feeds. All you have to do is type in Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us right there. Thank you, Cookie. Thank you, Phil number 1. Thank you, Phil number 2, for watching on this fine Sunday evening. In saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmett, and we gather on Sundays.
End of session.